My name's Norma, and I live with my husband David, and we both gave up our jobs several years ago to have a bit more time to spend together, to go away on holidays and enjoy after working very hard. But we've actually found we're probably busier than ever now.
I'm David and I live with Norma, and again, like Norma, I took early retirement from work, really just to get away from the pressure pot and establish a nice quality of life.
I'm Anne. I come from Glasgow, over the south side of Glasgow in Kinnan Park. I've been here more years than I care to remember. I'm helping look after my mother-in-law with the help of my husband and carers. I've volunteered for many years with Prince Pressa Wales Hospice, Marie Curie in the past, and also with Tide at the moment, where they're helping me and I'm kind of trying to contribute a little back to give something back to them.
Really, over the last number of years, we've probably helped to care and support for maybe about 4 different relatives between us on both sides of our family. And we were absolutely passionate to give people the best quality of life that was possible to them. We feel now we have a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise, things that we learned along the way that we'd like to share with people. So Alzheimer's Scotland had contacted us to say there was a webinar with Tide, which we joined in with, and then got to know a bit more about their work and decided that we would like to actually be more involved with Tide because we like the whole ethos and the aims and objectives of the organisation.
I was a carer for my mother, and that took a 10-year journey with her vascular dementia that then went on to be her heart failure, and things just all went from bad to worse, and it was quite a difficult 10 years in our lives. I learnt about Tide through one of the support workers that works at Alzheimer's Scotland, where I've been heavily involved with for many years. They were very supportive with my mother on her journey with dementia, and Polly, a wonderful person that works there, thought that it'd be really good for me because she heard that Tide was very informative and helpful for carers. I feel that sometimes carers' voices aren't heard, and Tide is very much about listening to the carers and acknowledging the knowledge that we have, the experience we have. And I found them really, it's been the best thing ever. During lockdown, I've only been contributing and working with them for about 8 or 9 months, but it's been really good for me, and I like to think that with some of the presentations and the stories that I've been doing on Zoom, that I'm kind of giving a little bit back as well to help other carers.
What we've found is, although we're former carers, we've been able to offer some guidance and advice and friendship. It's become a very, very close-knit little group. There's bonds of trust, and I think that the folks there and ourselves can share things in that little intimate coffee morning in Zoom. One of the really nice things is that the staff members from Tide have all been involved in caring responsibilities and are still involved in caring responsibilities. It really is just a group of like-minded people trying to share and trying to help each other and trying to lift each other.
We were very fortunate when we were in a caring role that we had each other to bounce off, but I think there are times when people are totally on their own, and I think that can be very difficult. So I think when people are coming together through the Tide Coffee morning or in other situations, there's a sense of relief. Gosh, what I'm experiencing is actually okay. It's normal to feel like that. I'm not the only person that feels like that. And there's a kind of, I suppose, comfort really that actually, although everyone's situation is very different, and I think the care journey for everybody is very different, there are very much common themes that people find difficult. Tide have various webinars on their website that you can link in with, that you can learn from as well, and for people who are currently caring, good hints and tips.
The best thing that I have joined in with so far is the former carers group, which is people from all over the country, and we get together once a month, and it's been amazing just to listen to former carers' stories, which kind of all ties into the same feelings and emotions that you've been going through yourself. As a carer, personally, and I'm sure other carers feel the same, that you lose your identity along with a lot of other things, and you are just kind of left desolate and alone at the end of it. And Tide has been very good at giving myself a voice and listening to all the other carers that have similar feelings and emotions.
For me, it was very much to make that contribution, you know, to provide an active platform where we can actually make a difference to the lifestyle of people who are vulnerable in our country. Where we fit in as members of Tide is to be the people walking the ground, if you like, working and enabling and getting close to people and building friendships, you know, to really offer practical, sound advice, care, support, love along the way to really make that difference, which will hopefully transmit on to better care for their loved ones.
The lovely thing is that I've built up some really nice relationships with some of the girls on the team. Really nice part of a family, and they're so supportive, and it's not all just about dementia and the difficulties with it, and there are many difficulties that we all walk on the journey of dementia, but the good thing is that you feel you're in a big bubble with them, and you feel supported and cared for, and on a one-to-one basis. At any point I've been offered that I could, and I have done it, I've taken them up on it when I'm having a bad day, and I'll give them a call, and they're happy to just spend half an hour, 45 minutes, however long that I need. So it's not just a charity with compartments that help you do things, but they're also very lovely people, and you do feel warmth and love from them.
There's an empowerment in the right way of knowing that actually your lived experience, the good and the bad, and what you've learned, what you've done well and what you could have done better, to actually know that there's a platform there to really influence, to make that better. And people are sometimes dying to tell their story, and there's certainly for us, a passion to continue that, in the person's memory, to make things better, but just because you want the poor stuff that happened along the way not to happen again. And sometimes it's not big things that need to happen, it's just very small things that need to change that could make things so much better.
If we can push enough and say, well, this isn't good enough, this isn't working, we need better, the government needs to do better. So in the longer term, the influence that I've been able to achieve from Tide's voice, they've given me my voice to come on to events like this, and also the other things that I do that's involved Alzheimer's Scotland, Age Scotland, and it means that one day I'd like to think if we make just a tiny little change to something along the way, then it's all been well worth it. Yeah, Tide is different. It's a warmth and a feeling that I didn't have on my journey with my mother. If you're starting out your journey or on your journey with caring, please do try them, because they are very, very nice and very, very helpful.
I think there's an awful lot of work going on behind the scenes to try and encourage respect right across the board and trust right across the board, and basically the whole idea that caring is very much a team element. There's the institutional element, there's the government element in terms of providing funding, there's the social work element, there's local authority element, and there's obviously there's the element from the individuals whose responsibility is to care for loved ones. And if that teamwork can be brought together right across the board in a way that Tide are actively promoting, then it will make a difference in time, and it will make a huge difference, and people will benefit from it. And ultimately, that's all we're trying to achieve.